Hello everyone. So welcome back again and today our topic is spanning tree protocol. What? Spanning tree protocol. Let us assume that we have a network like this in which we have a closed network. These three switches are connected in a closed network like this. And we all know that STP protocol will be by default enabled in this network. Okay. And because of the spanning tree protocol, this closed network will not be create any loop. Why? Because there is a link or interface of the switch that is turned down, that is in not working state, or we can say that is in blocking state because of what? The spanning tree protocol. But how all this will happen? First of all, this network or any number of switch will be connected in any loop. First of all, when they will be connected forwards the BPDU. What? The BPDU will be exchanged when we will connect the network. Suddenly, the switches will start forwarding the BPDU, right? And in that BPDU, there is a bridge ID BPDU. In that BPDU, dear, this is the structure of BPDU. So this is what the bridge BPDU look like. Okay, so this is a BPDU format. Okay, in which the the switches will forward the bridge ID, and in bridge ID there will be the MAC address plus the priority number will be included. Okay, and on the behalf of this MAC address or priority number will be exchanged in between the switches, the election of root bridge will be done. What? Root bridge. Basically, what is a root bridge? Root bridge is a central reference point of a closed network. Of a closed network is called the root bridge. So root bridge election will be done. The root bridge is a central reference point of a for a spanning tree calculation. First of all, the election for the central reference point switch will be done. Then the further calculation will be done on the behalf of bridge ID and all that. Okay. So well, when the switches will be connected, they will forward the BPDU like this. Okay. BPDU will exchanges the BPDU, and from that BPDU they will elect a root bridge. Okay. The switches will elect a root bridge. Let us assume this is our root bridge. Okay. So how it will be elected first of all? So dear all the switches are having their bridge ID. So how to check the bridge ID of a switch? By putting a command enable show spanning tree. So in this detail we have found the bridge ID in which the priority number is 32768 and the MAC address is 0060 and something like this. Okay. So for this switch number 2, the priority is 32768 and the MAC address of this switch is what? Something like this. Okay. Now let's go to this switch and put the same command to check the bridge ID. Enable show spanning tree. By this command, we have found that this is the MAC address of the switch and this is the priority number. So let me copy this MAC address. Okay. So for this switch number one, the priority is 32768 and MAC address will be what? 0000006070 something like this. Okay. Let's mention all these details. Let's go to switch number 0 and also mention the MAC address and the priority number. Enable show spanning tree. Here we have found that the priority number is 32768 and this is the MAC address. Let's mention all of these. Okay. So this is for the switch number 0. Okay, let's mention all. The priority is equal to what? 32768, that is by default, and MAC address will be something like this. Now we got the three MAC address and three candidates are there in which the election of root bridge will be done. So if I talk about the MAC address of this switch, the MAC address is 0060 dot 2F2, sorry, 2F1B dot 29D1. MAC address of this switch is what? 0060 dot 4791 dot 8E and 43. Okay. Let's talk about this one. So this will be 0060 dot 70BC dot 227A. So if I will compare the first digit, it is 0, it is 060 and 60. So dear, first octet is nearby same. Like in, let's talk about the second one. So 2 here, 4 here and 7 here. So which one is the least one? 2. That is means the first number is the least MAC address number. So this one is the least among them. Okay. But what the rule say? Rule to select the root bridge. How the root bridge will be selected? So rule number 1 says that either that first of all check the priority number. Check the priority number and the switch with the least priority number will become the root bridge. But we can see that all the switches having the same priority number 32768. So that is a tie draw in between them. Okay. Second option is what? If the priority number is same, then the lowest MAC address switch will become the root bridge. So if I will compare the MAC address of these, what is the least MAC address? This one is having the least MAC address, so this will become the root bridge. Clear? So let's go to this switch and put a command show spanning tree. What I will found by putting show spanning tree command, I have found that it is also indicating the root bridge ID. All the switches are indicating the root bridge ID. So this is the root bridge ID and this is the bridge ID. So we can see that the root bridge ID and the bridge ID are same. What? These are same. If the root bridge ID and bridge ID will be the same, the switch is the root bridge. But if I will compare on others like this one, so here you will find that that the bridge ID and root ID are different. Clear? Here, this is the root ID. It is indicating that the root ID belong to this switch and the bridge ID belong to other switch. So that is mean this is not the root bridge, not a root bridge. Okay. So which one is the central reference point of the network now? Above one. So this is how the election of root bridge will be done. What? Root bridge election will be done. Okay. Now question is that how this port become the block port. Okay. So this will discuss in our next class. Okay. Just go through the next class now. Have a nice day.